So I thought that with today's video, we could really focus on a practice, a very simple practice, one that you can do in a lot of different situations. Of course, if you're driving or operating any machinery, obviously come back to it later. But if you're sitting around, walking, standing, if you're at your desk, it's something that you can do in most spaces. It's something that I bring into a lot of the classes that I teach. So a very foundational part of what can be a fuller yoga or other type of embodiment practice. But again, it doesn't have to be. It's something that we can really do in different parts of the day. And that's really the invitation here. I've been filming other videos where I've been talking a lot. I've been talking a lot about these ideas, right? This idea that has to do with slowing down and making space for being more fully in tune with what is happening right here, right now, within our own selves, as our own selves. And to do this, I really simply wanted to focus on this practice today. So I'm here seated with my feet planted on the floor, but you can do this while standing. You can do this while walking. You could do this while lying down. Starting simply by feeling your feet on the ground, or whatever is connecting you to the ground. So that may be your back, whatever is coming alive for you right now, your connection to the ground, to the earth, beginning with your attention placed here, and spending a moment maybe pressing more firmly into the ground. Here I'm pressing one foot and then the other. If you're standing, sometimes it's nice to rock back and forth. Just taking a moment to feel what's holding you up here, what's connecting you to the earth. And from this space, starting to connect with your breath. Now, if this is new to you, I like to cue to really start with finding your breath in whatever way is most easy for you. That may be as the air comes in through your nose and out through your mouth. I personally like to feel into the rise and fall of my chest, my abdomen. If it helps, you can place your hands here. So starting to connect with your breath. What I like about feeling my breath in my body is it really helps me attune to how my whole body breathes, which is a particularly interesting rabbit hole to dive into, but we will not today. Today, simply being with your breath and feeling into what is ready to be felt, to be experienced, and to be known today. Now you're welcome to pause the video and spend more time here. Moving on, as we're here with our breath, once again, finding that grounding. So for me, feeling my feet on the floor, feeling my sits bones on the seat, sitting here, breathing, being supported by the ground, the chair, the earth. Again, you can pause the video and stay here as long as you want. I'm gonna take the rest of our time here to talk a little bit more about why I use this practice so often. As simple as it may be, I've found that these sorts of embodiment practices really start to create a foundational relationship with who we are at a deeper level. And can I say this, that I can talk and write about what that means to me, what these deeper, more complex parts of our human selves are. But I have found through my own experience, through the classes, courses, programs I've taken, and also through working with others, that the best way to help us each understand what these deeper parts of ourselves are is practices like this one, where you get to be in a space with your own self, getting to know those deeper parts of your own self and getting to know them in a way that is best for you, getting to know them in a way of, asking what is ready in your own life to be known, to be understood. We live in an age of information. There's an endless amount of information available to us out there. We can spend our lifetimes on Google and Kindle and libraries and take in as much information as possible from out there. And while there is certainly absolutely value in taking in information from out there, the problem that arises is really twofold. Is one, how do we make sense and use of it in our own lives? And also, how do we prevent it from really just making us feel anxious and overwhelmed, and that feeling of FOMO and all these things that are really so present in a not good way in our world? These mental health issues and a lot of physical health issues, because there is so much information that we are constantly getting bombarded with. And there's an endless amount of information that's out there that certainly could help us. But the most important question that I see arising in our time is, again, getting back to this: how do we make sense of it in a way that's most beneficial and least harmful to each of us in each moment? And that answer cannot be formed from out there. I mean, we have AI now, right? We have powerful intelligences out there that can certainly help us, There are experts, depending on what field you're working on, that can certainly help you to make the best decisions possible. But our world is only going to become increasingly saturated with information out there. And we're only going to be able to make the best decisions possible and for ourselves and as the greater connectedness of our world. We're only going to be able to make the best decisions possible if we can learn to be in tune with what is alive in each of us as a moment-to-moment, day-to-day unfolding. So I invite you to call upon this practice as often as you'd like. And if you want more, I have different offerings. I am about to release my online yoga and We Are the Forest space. So if you're watching it, in the day or two or so after this video comes out, I recommend that you join the newsletter, upwardslopes.com/newsletter, so that you hear when those get released. If you are listening to this later on, then I'm sure that those are already out there and they will be easy to find on my website. And yeah, I'm going to leave us there today. Thank you so much for tuning in today. As always, please like, please subscribe. It helps me, it helps you. And I will catch you in whatever the next space is that we meet.